right, guys. Tuesday's warm-up. We're going to go through a sequence of jumping jacks, pike ups, and Samson lunges. Okay, Samson lunges we don't do often, but we've done it for a long time now. So biggest thing with the Samson lunge is that we're reaching through the elbows to the sky. So make sure you get those elbows to extension. Too oftentimes you see people get to the Samson lunge and they're soft in the elbow, not locked there. That's even further than most. So make sure we're reaching hard through the elbows to the sky. This is a shoulder stretch as well, and keeping those abs tight. All right. We're going to roll into the mobility here, which is 60 seconds on the couch stretch. So Besky's going to get his knee down on the floor, foot up on a couch. You can also do the other version where we would see the knee up on the chair and the shin in line with the back of the chair, but we can't do this right now because the chair will tip over. But if you have an actual couch, you can do that too and get a little bit more depth and separation to stretch out that hip flexor. Big thing to keep in mind is keeping the abs tight, okay? And then also squeezing the glutes. That will help to open up that hip capsule and stretch that hip flexor a little bit better. All right, guys. All right. So we've got our 20-minute AMRAP today. A nice, long, consistent effort. It should feel a little bit opposing to yesterday's kind of more interval-based efforts. So today, going nice, long, and consistent, something that can help you out with that to actually be aware fully if you are being consistent in your effort is to simply pay attention to your round times. Those round times, if they're consistent, means you're consistent. So going for something like a 2-minute-ish round time for today would be a good goal. Maybe you can do less at RX, or maybe if you're scaling it, it's a good way to judge because 10 rounds on this is a lot of reps, okay? Or 10 rounds plus. So we're gonna get to the specifics. The burpee strict pull-up, cueing this, because there's no kip, we're cueing the jump. Jump, man, jump. All right, so let's see Besky. If he does like a very minimal jump, he simply has to do more of a strict pull-up. Okay? If he jumps hard and aggressive up into that bar, watch the hand placement, see the momentum he carries over to that strict pull-up. Jumping harder is going to tax you a little bit more metabolically, but generally that will be sustained a lot better than taxing our strength by not jumping hard enough and having to do more of a strict pull-up. All right? The rings. Okay, when we get to the ring dips, we want to, this is going to be kind of the pinnacle of this. 10 ring dips every round, that's a lot. But if Besky squeezes those rings in tight towards his body and doesn't let them kind of loose and wobbly, all right, he's going to be able to not only keep that hollow body position, squeezing the rings helps to maintain a hollow body position, making that gymnastics compression, making us stronger, but it also keeps the rings more stable and gives him a platform to drive off of. How you doing, Rich? Good.
Oh, yeah, we're good.
Cool. So he's got that nice, strong, solid platform to drive off of. And if you're doing some aggressive kipping, you need to have a solid platform by squeezing the rings in tight. Finally, in this triplet, we have our third movement, which is a bike. Okay, so we're going to get on that bike, and we're not going to think fast efforts. This we can semi-recover on. We need to keep the threshold though, and make sure that we understand this is a big chunk of time in our rounds. So really, we just want to think about nice strong strokes, which is going to help us. The cue on the ring dips is going to help us carrying over to the bike. So literally squeeze your knees in and squeeze your elbows in to help stay nice and tight and strong in your strokes, in your pedal strokes, and then make sure you're breathing, all right? So remember, it's 20 minutes. Don't think of it like 15 calories, 20 minutes, all right? So have a good workout, guys. Make sure you sustain your efforts, and we'll see you on the other side of that 20 minutes for running intervals. Okay, so today's specific is not specific for the METCON, which is to follow. It is specific for the conditioning. So do not do this part until you're done with the METCON. So go do the METCON now, and then come back grab a drink of water, and then we're gonna get this specific in for our running conditioning post-METCON, okay? So some running specific drills to get us geared up for those intervals. Bestie is going to start with his bunny hops. So that you're just jumping off the balls of your feet, okay? You're gonna do it in place though. so jumping off the balls of your feet in place, and then we're gonna go right into high knees, and then right into butt kicks, all right? So what we're doing here is initiating the lean, the forward lean, then we're initiating the knee drive, and then we're initiating the finish in the butt kick. We're rounding out the running stride, all while keeping the body engaged on the toes. This is gonna help to teach our body that forward inclination for the run and be a little bit more springy. All right, guys, so we've got some interval running today. You're gonna either buddy up with social distance, okay, or you can do this on Zoom. We can go back and forth between people on Zoom for this one. And it's simply just you go, I go format for 3 rounds and a 400 meter run and then a 200 meter run. So we're gonna 3, 2, 1, go. Bestie's gonna go on his 400 meter run. World record time there. And then as soon as he gets back, I go. Beat him. So now when I get back, he's gonna go on his 200 and then I'm gonna go on my 200, all right? So remember, this is, it's not the intention is not to be like a fun team workout. Like it can be fun, but the intention is running intervals, okay? So what we wanna focus on in this is not just like going out for a run. We want to go hard. Don't hold back. These are sprinting efforts, and it's not like an RPE 10 for both of them. It is for the 200. The 400 we should maintain a pace. Okay, so we don't want to start out like we would for our 200 pace and then die off the last 200 of the 400. We want to start off like an RPE 9 and sustain it and finish with an RPE 10. All right, if you're familiar with rate of perceived efforts. Okay, so that's kind of like the mentality around it, what you should be focused on. Now, we need to realize we've been talking a lot about distance running. These are sprints, okay? And it's better to think of sprints like force production, not necessarily like we've been talking about running, like being light, being relaxed, being loose. We need to be the opposite. We need to be tense. We need everything to be tense and tight, and we need to be very mechanical and driving off the ground, use the ground and feel that kind of explosive force through the floor to propel you forward. And that's the difference between sprinting and distance running.